Hello everybody, I'm Cuddly Bunny and welcome to another replay analysis. First off, a bit of a apology for not having a video in a few days. You might be able to tell, but I've got a bit of a cold at the moment and I'm really lazy. So those two combined really doesn't make for much when it comes to productivity of videos. But it's about time. Nasha and Runa complained at me, so fine, I'll do something. Anyway, so in this game, there's a lot of things I could have done differently, which would have won us the game. We fought pretty valiantly, I guess, but we definitely should have won this. Really disappointed with myself that actually I played so badly, but yeah, you'll see what I mean anyway. So we're moving up into the town. The team composition and deployment actually looks pretty good. We've got a pretty even spread. The only problem we had in this game was people deciding to try and snipe the KV-2 IS. I don't know what else was that, another IS or something, I don't know. And Nash, actually it was the T-29. The TOG and the T-150 all seem really content with trying to snipe down on everyone, and they really slowed their deployment into the town, which caused us a few issues. And I mean, look at the west flank, that's really weird. Basically the T-21 has moved really far forwards and got himself killed. Jaffe is sniping on them. The 3601 is not even in a position to snipe, and I think he's now realised that and is moving up. And the KV-85, I don't know, he's AFK maybe, who knows. No, he's moving. I don't know what he was doing there. And actually on my flank, look what I'm doing here. This is so stupid. First off, I'm playing peekaboo with 3 heavy tanks. I mean, what? I have 135 alpha. This is really stupid. Luckily the M6 has the small gun, otherwise that could have really hurt. And now look at me. The only shot I have is on the cupola on the T-29, which is really not a good shot. And, I mean, why am I doing this? There's no way I'm going to be able to hurt the guy. And all I'm doing is put myself into risk of losing HP for absolutely no gain. I would definitely recommend not doing this if you're in a similar situation. Nasha, on the other hand, does have good shots onto his hull. I either should have repositioned into a similar position as Nasha, or I should have buggered off. And I think finally I realised this after bouncing God knows how many times on that T-29. I was hoping it would go into the cupola, but it was never going to work. So, really bad play by my part. The time I wasted there really could have made a difference in this game. So right now I'm thinking that M6 is going to be on my left. But I was wrong, which is actually pretty surprising. I thought he was going to be pushing up through this middle here. But instead the T-150 has come out to play, which I was not expecting actually. I bounced off him, I probably hit the auto-pounce zone in between the lower plate and the upper plate. But that one doesn't bounce. And Nasha puts a nice solid hit into him, pushing him right back, having to hide behind the building. And now my simple plan is, he's not looking at me, I'll put one shot into his ass and then finish him off before he can react. But I bounce, I'm just not going to have enough time, and there's many of them, so it wasn't worth the risk for definitely not getting a kill. So I decided to pull back. Nash is going to go around, finish off the T-150, and then I should have good amount of side shots on all the other heavies. All the other heavy and the medium, I think. So, yeah, I mean, why did that bounce? I have no bloody idea, but whatever. What a tank, say. Anything can happen, including magical Russian ass armor. So Nash has killed the the T-150. BKD, I also bounced on his side. That probably hit his tracks and went actually underneath his armor. And now the Churchill 7 is just going to hand me some damage, which is awfully kind of him. I was hoping for an engine fire here. I was pretty sure this was roughly where his engine was. But, oh, it was. Okay, so he does burn to death, it just takes a while to figure it out. And now this VKD, I'm in a Panther. This is a fantastic situation for you if you own a Panther. Fighting against lower tier mediums is really good at this thing. I mean, they're going to struggle to pen you, they're going to really struggle to pen you, and you can just eat them alive. It's I mean, the Panthers actually, a lot of people say you should snipe with it, but I'm having really good results actually playing aggressively with it, so yeah, it works both ways, I guess. And now, well, the game is looking really bad, as you can see. We've lost the other flank pretty much completely. The Chaffee and T-150 trying to hold them off as best they can. We need to clear out this town, and we need to clear it out now if we want any chance of winning this game, which is why I was kind of just going for it there. try and make sure I finish off the medium and T29, and then come around here and finish off whatever's left over here. Sadly for us, the VK has full health, and that was some server lag there because I was trying to shoot him through the wall. I ended up shooting the wall a bit to the left instead, and now here's my next really bad play. So I spot the target and I start shooting at him, and now this is where I'm playing like a complete idiot. I'm getting shot by the Stug, which is bad to begin with, but I go back to try and finish off the target, but then change my mind, and it was really stupid of me. Basically what I should have done is either started with trying to kill off this VK3601 straight away, or I should have killed the target and just try to bounce the Stug. And not doing either of those really cost us because we lost the T29 in the process, which was really not necessary in that fight. It was 3 against, well, 1 for a while until the TOG finally arrived. So, really played that badly, and that was probably another situation that cost us again. Now, sadly, Nasher has gotten a bit, I think he just thought kind of, you know, the game is lost, I might as well just charge him on. He got a few extra man points for that, I guess, but now I'm left all alone against 5 enemy tanks, 1's down, so that's not bad. And now my next target is this Panther. He's pretty low health, but he has got 198 pen, so bouncing him is going to be really difficult. Lucky for me, he's not particularly bright, so I managed to finish him off easily. Next biggest threat is the IS. I was really hoping to not take that damage there. That really kind of put the nail in my coffin. Missed the 12T like a complete idiot, hoping I could go in for a ram, but failed miserably. 12T's got around me, and I'm dead. Real shame. Let's go over the points as to where I could have done better, and what would have actually won us the game. Okay, so here's my first really stupid point. Wasted way too much time here trying to snipe the cupola of the T29. I definitely should have been somewhere else here. We went over this a bit in the replay, but I really should have moved up to where I did in the end way earlier than this. With my gun, with a little bit more DPM, I mean, if you think about it, if, like, say the TOG or the VK3601H had lost a bit more health, think how differently this game would have gone. I should have moved up to the position where I did a lot earlier than I did. And it cost us the game almost certainly, my bad play here. So there's situation number 1 where I completely screwed us all over by being an idiot. So I guess it's lesson learned, but I'm sure we all do this kind of thing quite regularly. And I think the key is to figure it out and just stop yourself from doing it in the future. It's kind of something I think you kind of grow into while playing this game, which is why you have a shot. If you think you might be able to pen, just take the shot. But if it's ineffective, there's something else you could be doing that's more effective. And you've really just got to do that if you want to win more. So, lesson learned, I guess. I'm sure I'll do this many more times in the future. But hopefully a little less often, or I'll realise a bit earlier than I did. So, on to the next point of stupidity. So, here's the next mistake we had. It wasn't a major one, but what should have done is I should have gone to the left at this point, where Nasher ended up going. And Nasher probably should have gone where I went, and that would have saved a few seconds, and pretty much had exactly the same result, and that would have meant that we were able to deal with the TOG and the VK3601H before all of his support arrived. So, yeah, not the biggest mistake in the world, but it's definitely something I should take to heart more often. Just try and find the most direct route for both of us at the same time, instead of just thinking about myself. Here's the next mistake I made. This was more of an instinct call that was wrong. So after I'd bounced off the ass of this T150, which surprised me so much, I actually ended up reversing and hiding, because I was hoping to finish this guy off before he really did anything to any of us. What I probably should have actually done is maybe driven straight forwards, and then I would have been able to shoot the Churchill 7, probably while taking cover from the T150. Again, it would have saved us a little bit of time, but I'm not actually 100% sure on this. I might have to ask you guys what you think. There's a pretty good chance the T150 may have got a shot onto me while I was pushing off on into the cover of the buildings in front of me instead. So, bit unusual. I'm not 100% sure whether maybe I did make the right call in trying to preserve my health instead of getting more damage output going. But overall, not the worst play again in the world. I mean, how the hell did that bounce? Seriously, look at that shot. The ass. Oh, God, who knows, eh? I'm guessing it just hit something ridiculously angled somewhere on there. Real shame. And that shot maybe would have made a pretty big difference actually, because I probably would have killed the T-150 before Nashor even got around to that corner, saving us even yet more time, and maybe everything would have played out a bit differently. I might be able to shoot that Tog without that Stog being in the position he was, or the VK3601H. I might be able to get more shots onto him. So overall, this shot right here actually was probably a pretty important shot, and unlucky for me, it bounced. So on to the next point. Now again, we talked about this a little bit in the replay. I needed to pick my targets here. First off, I decided to keep driving forwards to try and get shots onto this VK3601. But what I didn't consider was the fact that, first off, look at the cap circle. All of those guys are going to be able to snipe me, or have a good chance of being able to snipe me if I try and engage him from the position in front of me. And second off, there's a Tog there. A little disappointed in myself that I didn't think quick enough to figure this out, because what I should have done is just push myself right up, force my side up against that building you see to right in front of us, got some nice shots into his side. It would have ended quite quickly in his own death. And the VK3601H, if he's using the big gun, only has 132mm of pen. I'm pretty confident of being able to bounce that amount, so really, I played this really wrong, and as you can see, in a few seconds' time, I ended up getting distracted by this nice and juicy Tog. Now, as I said again in the video, this was a bad play again. There's so few of us left alive, we really need to focus fire. And instead what I'm doing is trying to chip down massive, what did he have, like 600 and something HP? This was stupid, really stupid. I should have just concentrated on killing the VK3601H, or just lived out the damage from the Stug and concentrated on killing the Tog. I needed to kill one or the other, but instead what I did was take HP off the Tog, and then go back and try and finish off the VK. Really, really bad plan. And cost us the game again. There's a lot of things that cost us the game in this. I guess that's just how it goes when it's such a close game. But yeah, definitely if you're in this situation, and I'm gonna have to try and force myself to think about these things more often. You've just got to try and focus fire to make sure that you kill the targets that are easiest to kill, and that everyone else is already engaging. So bad play by my part. And yeah, as you can see, we eventually end up killing the VK3601H, but the Tog then gets to just stroll in and take out the T29 before Nashor can react and finish off the Tog. So, stupid, bad James, must learn. Now, due to all of these things, I left myself in too big of a disadvantage to be able to carry the end of this game. Although I managed to take out what I thought was probably the best targets one by one, I just couldn't deal with the high alpha of the IS, along with the, well, it's not particularly mobile tank, but the 12T just got around me. I mean, even after I'd killed those two, I still would have had to have dealt with a Stug as well. So, and he wasn't an idiot, so it would have been a really difficult win even after this. But I'm really disappointed in myself, to be honest, because I made a lot of really stupid mistakes in this game, and they really made the difference. So, yeah, hopefully I've learned something from this game, and hopefully you guys are too at the same time. And if you disagree with any of the points I've said, or think there's something else I could have done somewhere else that I've kind of missed, please feel free to point them out, because, well, it's all a learning experience, isn't it? So I'm trying to get better as best I can, try to improve my win rate as much as possible, and these are the kind of decisions that really make the difference in most games. So I guess we'll end it there. A bit of a quicker video than usual. Well, actually, this is still running into, what, almost 15 minutes. Whatever, a pretty quick video by my standards, maybe. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time.